Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on the channel, and in this video we are going to be going over my tips for round 9 of the AFL season. Before we get into the video, if you do enjoy this content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and we'll get straight into it. Alright, so here we are on ESPN. We're going to round 9, enter my tips. But before we get into the round 9 tips, we'll look over round 8. So round 8, first game was Richmond and the Cats, and the Cats absolutely dominated this from third quarter onwards. It was such a good game, and the Tigers were on top of them early. They were really dominating the game, the Tigers as well, in the first quarter, and I thought easy win for the Tigers. But the Cats came back and won it by 63 points in the end. I tipped the Tigers to win it by 22, and they lost by 63. So I was off by 85 points in the end. Now moving on to the Saturday games, it was Gold Coast versus St Kilda. I tipped Gold Coast here in a bit of an upset. I thought they would get it done at their home ground, but the Saints actually surprisingly got this win. So yeah, there's a second one incorrect. And then I tipped GWS to win against the Bombers. I thought they would win it a bit more convincingly than they did, but nonetheless they still got it done for my tip. I tipped North Melbourne over Collingwood, and now all of my hope is gone for North Melbourne. I've tipped them 3 weeks in a row. I've tipped them for 2 upsets. I tipped them to win against Melbourne and to win against Geelong. And I thought they would surely get it done this week against the Pies, but they didn't. So, yeah, won't be tipping them this week, I don't think. Melbourne and Sydney was next at the MCG. And the D's. Yeah, the D's got it done in the end. They had 8-0. And I tipped the Swans for a bit of an upset here. I thought they might get it done, they might not get it done. They didn't get it done in the end, which is alright. Not alright for the tips though. And then it was the showdown, Port Adelaide and Adelaide. And I tipped Port Adelaide to win this, and they did that comfortably in the end. Then I tipped the Eagles to beat the Hawks at the MCG. Got that correct. First away game win for the Eagles. Then I tipped the Doggies to win over Carlton, and what a comeback. The Blues were up by 27 points in the third quarter at one stage, so the Doggies fought back and won that. And I tipped Freo to win because they're my team and can't tip against my own team. Round 9, here we go. Friday night footy is St Kilda and Geelong at Marvel Stadium. I'm going to have to tip Geelong in this one, and we're going to go an absolute flogging just as a risky bet. We always have to tip upsets, or like we always have to have one big call or one upset call for each of the games. So I'm going to go the Cats to flog this one again. I'm going to say the Cats by 52 points. Hopefully they get it done for the tip though. That's really all that matters. Sydney and Collingwood at the SCG. Saturday Arvo footy 145. Got tipped the Swans in this one. They almost got over the line against the Demons. Not quite. Just fell short in the end. And Collingwood coming off a win against North Melbourne, but don't think they'll have the legs to outstand Sydney. Hawthorn, North Melbourne at University of Tasmania. Gonna have to tip the Hawks in this one. They play outstanding footy down in Tasmania, and I don't think the Kangas will be able to, once again, I don't think they'll be able to keep up with the Hawks. But you never know, maybe this one time I don't tip North Melbourne this week, they actually win it. So you never know, but I'm going to go safe. I'm going to tip the Hawks. Next game, Metricon Stadium, Gold Coast and the Brizzy Lions. 97% have tipped the Lions. Yeah, the Lions coming off outstanding footy. The Suns lost against the Saints, so once again, we're going to have to tip the Brisbane Lions. They're in some pretty good form as well now, the Lions. They're starting to get their season kicking, so I reckon they should get this one done at Metricon Stadium. And then 5:25, is it 5:25 is a very strange game to play some footy. No, I'm pretty sure it is at 7:25 because I did see, I went on the AFL app earlier and I saw that it was at 7:25, because 5:25 is a very weird time for a game. So 7:25 p.m. at Marvel Stadium. Richmond and the GWS Giants. GWS coming off really good form. Richmond coming off a big loss against the Cats on Friday night footy. the Giants play ripping footy at Marvel Stadium. We're going to tip the first upset of the round, I reckon. GWS to win against Richmond at Marvel Stadium. They're in outstanding form, the GWS Giants. And who knows, I'm going to tip them in an upset and hopefully they can get it done for me as well. Port Adelaide and the Doggies at Adelaide Oval. 70% have tipped Port and 30% have tipped the Dogs. $1.62 to Port, $2.30 to the Dogs. Gonna have to tip the Power in this one, but you never know, the Dogs can definitely win this. This is definitely a winnable game for the Doggies, but they just have to stand up in this game. If they have any chance, they need to show it from the get-go, the Dogs. They need to show what they can do from the get-go, and who knows, they might be able to get something kicking for them. But I'm going to tip Port Adelaide to win this one at their home ground. They are pretty bloody good at their home ground, to say the least. So I'm going to tip the Power to beat the Doggies in this one. I reckon it'll be a close game, but the Power will be too good and get over the top. Then Sunday games, first one, 1:10 p.m. at Marvel Stadium. Essendon and the Dockers. I think the Bombers will win this. Yeah, I'm just never confident going into games when we're playing in Melbourne, especially at Marvel Stadium, and also against the Bombers. We always lose against the Bombers. So for the first time this year, I'm going to tip against my own team, and once again, for the first time this year, it's a very winnable game for the Dockers, so you never know. I'm going to tip the Dons to get this one done, though. I'm going to start tipping against my own team if I actually think we're going to lose. Yeah, because I reckon I can get some cheap tips if I tip against my own team. So we'll tip the Bombers. I reckon they'll win it. I reckon they'll comfortably get it done, actually, in the end. Might be going to that game as well, so maybe expect a matchday vlog out on the Essendon Freo game. And then at the MCG, Melbourne and Carlton. This is going to be a wonderful matchup. But Melbourne, I reckon they'll go 9-0. You never know though. Once again, it's a very winnable game for the Blues. Coming off a pretty good game last week against the Dogs, just couldn't hold their lead, hold their dominance that they were showing against the Dogs. So I'm going to tip the Demons to win this one. Yeah, 96% have tipped the Demons. You never know. The Blues can definitely win this, but I'm going to tip the Demons to win it. And moving on to the last game of the round, West Coast and Adelaide. At Optus Stadium, the Crows, it would be a miracle if they got it done, but at West Coast home ground, I reckon Optus Stadium, yeah, the Crows don't stand a chance in that one. And there we have it for the round 9 tips. We'll submit it, and there we go, my tips are in. As you can see in these rankings, I'm doing horrible. I'm 332nd in Cardi's comp, 31st out of 33 in Bitters comp, and 494,656 in the overall site. But that is because I tipped a lot of upsets. So that's because I tip a lot of upsets. Yeah, there I sit in Bit of Footy's tipping comp. So not too great. Hopefully I can rise up the standings a bit more this week. But thank you all so much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Sorry for today how I sound a bit weird. I have been sick for around the past 4 to 5 days. So yeah, the next few videos in the future should be back to normal. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Cheers.